Hello, everyone. I'm Marty, and along with my good buddy, Ken Brown, we're your hosts of the local sports wrap-up here on Wyandotte Cable Channel 15 and the YouTube channel. Today's March 22nd, and me and Ken are coming off of two fantastic vacations. I went for 4 days to New Orleans and got to spend St. Patrick's Day in New Orleans, and Ken was in March Madness in Vegas, where there's nothing going on in Vegas during March Madness. So if we're running a little slow today, you'll understand why. But how was that trip? How was the weather out there at this time of the year, first of all?
Truth is, it's the coldest that I've ever been in Vegas.
Okay.
But I got a chance to see a sandstorm.
Oh, yeah?
So that was kind of sweet.
As long as you're not in it.
Yeah, as long as it was just like it was, but overall, man, it's phenomenal. If you have not, bucket list has to be Vegas March Madness. If you're a sports fan, because they start playing basketball at 9:15 a.m. and they're done probably 9 p.m. So you're 12 hours in the book and you gotta love it. You're drinking good and watching basketball, watching the fundamentals of the game. But
we know you're betting. That's okay. It's legal in Vegas.
Yes.
New Orleans is no different. I mean, you can get up and they're playing live music at 9 a.m. in the bars. You walk down either in the jazz area, Frenchtown, or you go to Bourbon Street, and just it's going. It's going in the morning, and it's going late into the evening, and there was alcohol involved. And the beauty of it is, you're not driving anywhere. In Vegas, you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to drive anywhere. We had a blast. I did two things I hadn't done before. I took the riverboat cruise, which was cool, a couple hours on the water with a jazz band playing on the boat. And we did a ghost tour, which I had done before, but this was a different one on the first night there. And that ghost history type tour, when you're out there, will give you the lay of the land. You'll walk around, and then during the day what things to go check out. You know what I mean? And that's a cool way to do it. Even I've taken ghost tours in Boston. I've taken them in Canada by Niagara Falls. It's cool because you get to know the lay of the land for when the next day you can start banging around doing things. But I had a blast. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I think, like I said, it's a must-do for anyone that's in the sports. This is our 11th time. I actually turned 50, so
happy birthday, by the way.
50-year-olds.
Nice. Vince. I forgot to say happy birthday.
Nah, it's no problem. My buddy, I seen him break the roulette wheel. He won so much money. Vincent, he was killing them. It was the best time ever. I just wish that we could get that downtown, that atmosphere. It's
right.
not, anyway.
No, it's never going to happen.
Oh my God.
It's a special place. I go once a year, either to bowl or a trade show, and not during that week. So it's not as special. But a lot's happened since we've been gone.
Yeah, sports are going wild, right?
I'm telling you, and everything. Basketball girls are all done, and the basketball boys are getting close to being done. But Wyandotte got a new football coach.
Wow.
I didn't even know they were looking, to be honest. I did not know. But his name is Chris Merrill, and he was an assistant last year with Trenton. And a little side note, I guess Wyandotte wanted him to be an assistant here. I heard Trenton offered him a teaching job.
Okay.
And then they never gave it to him. That's why he leaned that way.
They tried to hold him.
I'm telling you, that's cruel.
Yeah.
Oh, we just don't have the opening right now, sir. We're holding. You're next in line.
Yeah. Hey, but Merrill, he has some big shoes to fill.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because Ron Adams was 132-41 over 16 years.
Nice.
Made it to the playoffs, football playoffs, 15 years in a row. And before this year, they went 4-5.
Right.
But Coach Adams had a great run at Wyandotte, so Merrill better get some lessons from Adams before he gets out of there, that's for sure.
And Merrill, I'm not sure his age, but he's a younger guy. And I will say that I learned the process to hire the guy, where you get Mr. DeSena, Adams himself, the principal himself, which I don't know the principal's name in the high school, and then the guy that runs the weight room, and just all these people had input with who decides, and and like Tom DeSena told me, Mr. DeSena told me that they were looking at this guy last year, as an assistant to help out, because in all reality, Mr. Adams has wanted to get out for a couple of years. His wife has a little bit of failing health, and he wasn't. Tom kind of said, "Well, stick around," and he said not unlike anyone else. You want to leave your program in good hands.
That's right.
And they all feel very confident. Maybe this guy goes to the next 16 years. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, I think that we pretty much can figure if he went to college right away that he's between 32 and 34. He came out of Grand Valley, which has a phenomenal football program in this state, probably second to Ferris State, but where I went. And then, but he's 32 to 34 years old. So next 17 years, he'll be 50. So you're right. He's got an opportunity to set himself up pretty good. And before last year, they were hot.
Oh, yeah. And he's saying all the right things. He's just going to – he's not – he doesn't have to build the program. He just has to continue the program, And he started a couple of programs at a few other schools. And the guy he's got, the word is passion. The word is always passion. You can't teach anything but passion. I mean, if kids have passion, if coaches have passion, I don't want to leave my girls' bowling program to just anybody, but there'll be a day I'm out. I know there'll be a day I'm out. I'm 62, okay? I know there'll be a day I'm out. But that all being said, I want it to go into the right people. That's just the way. They're the same way. They don't just want to roll this program into any way. This guy's success, again, 132 and 41. That's pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah, them big shoes to fill. But before that, he was at Cabrini, right?
Yep.
And he also did a stint at Hazel Park.
Yep. That was his alma mater, believe it or not.
Hazel Park?
Yes.
Get out of town.
No, that's where he was.
Wow.
And when he got there, they were rebuilding, and he got them back on the program. It's open enrollment, so he got a bunch of people to come back over that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Oh, way better.
Then he had in 18, it was Dearborn Advanced Tech Academy, first ever head football coach there.
So he started that program.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. And they got a weight room, set up a JV schedule. The following year, they played varsity, 19. And he's applied. He applied for the Trenton job apparently 2 times, and he applied for. Then he didn't get it, but then he saw who did. The Hall of Fame guy. We talked about him, who got them in the playoffs this year, and so he said it might be a good idea to listen to how this guy does things.
That's right.
You got to learn from the best, man. And he was the assistant last year, and here he is now. Gets his start at the Wyandotte job, and he's a history teacher.
Okay.
Maybe he creates a little of his own.
That's right.
One play at a time.
Does Wyandotte play Trenton?
Oh yeah, every year.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that would be the one. Well, we're gonna see where it's at. I would try to let it hang out. Show them why they should have picked him.
Yeah, well, I have a funny feeling it'll be in Trenton because I believe that game was here. The last game of the season was here last year. But,
I'm hungry too.
I don't know what that's all about. I hope they didn't catch that on the mic.
Yeah.
Barb's rolling her eyes. So congrats to Wyandotte. Congrats to Mr. Merrill. We hope you the best. I'm sure you'll get a nice interview job on the Bears Den there to get him in here and talk some football. And me and Ken will come watch a game and see how he's doing. Hey, maybe you can sign up and be an assistant. You got all this free time on your hands.
Not at all. But no, good luck, Chris.
That's right. And we'll see what happens. But it starts now, right? They start recruiting now. There's no recruiting in the college and in the high school game. But
yeah, but he's open. He's used to the open enrollment process if he was at Hazel Park. So he could just tip down the E-course and tip down the Rouge and get him a couple. Yeah, I think it'll be fine, Southgate. Yeah, anywhere. Go get him.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
I agree right there. So switching to basketball, what about E-course High? Honestly, E-course High with a record of, I want to say, 5-8. I was talking about it last week. 8-12. E-course is 8-12.
Right now?
and they just won the regional title.
Get out of here.
No, they did lose a few games to forfeiture, which is what I was going to ask you about last week when you weren't here. Was what do you think about that? They either played some ineligible kids, or just poor grades. Well, that'd be an ineligible kid too, but they had to forfeit a bunch of games they played.
Because they were good. Because they had beat Rouge, and we were talking about that on here. So they ended up taking some of those victories away.
Apparently.
And then they became 8-12. I think that I'm okay with it that they didn't penalize them and not be able to make the playoffs or something. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess it still would affect your seeding in some way. If your record was a lesser division record, you'd have to play somebody up.
They rolled the field, though. I mean, they were 4 points. They were 4 points down with inside the final minute, and they were playing Erie Mason in Flat Rock.
Yeah.
And they took a long shot with 4 seconds left. That's kid Kenneth Morast. He took a shot and missed. Ball came down. It bounced off a player right to a guy by the free throw line. He sent it up with .02 seconds left. It trickled around and went in. And they took the lead.
Okay.
It was their first regional title since 1978.
44 years.
Wow. That's a long time.
Get out of here. I think that the best thing about it is the kid, if it's me, that's the shot to take, right? Like, it's harder when it's 47-43 and you got to tie it. But the one that win it, and I don't lose anything if I miss it because we're going to overtime.
And you know what? That's what happened, because with 50-some-odd seconds left, they were down 47-45.
Yep.
Or no, they were down by 4. So then they make a basket, and then they just press. And the other team turns it over. And then they take it down the court, and they score again. And then they just press, and they get the ball back with like 29, 30 seconds left. And then they call timeout, then they run the clock, and they take that last shot because it's tied. You got nothing to lose. You don't want to take the shot early and lose to a three-pointer.
That's right.
So you just wait, and the kid took the shot. It apparently it clanged off the rim all the way back out by the free throw line. Yeah. Big rebound.
Yeah.
And one guy went to grab it and flew past him, tipped off his hands right to the other kid, up and in.
Got him.
I can make it from the free throw line.
Every once in a while, at least 60% of the time, right?
Well, everybody, I remember playing a pickup game when I was younger with my brother and all his basketball buddies. And he said, "Can you make a free throw?" And I go, "Why?" He says, "Because you get on a team, you got to make a free throw." There's so many people there. And I made my first one, 1 for 1.
That's what you need.
And because that's the one you practice most often.
Yeah. I think that the press helped them, obviously, right? But I think you also got to give kudos to the referee, because a lot of times in the last seconds they're anticipating a foul. They'll blow the whistle knowing that your intent is to foul because you're behind.
Because you're behind.
You know what I mean? So I didn't see the play per se, but the referee could have probably called you can almost call a foul on every play.
Yes.
So I think that's good. Everybody played perfect for it to end in this way.
Mm-hmm. And now they're playing right now, the D3 state quarterfinal. They're facing the team called Bath, and they are at Jackson Lumen Christie.
Okay.
Right as we speak, probably.
Yeah.
Or getting ready to take it on. We'll see how they did. Talk about it next week, how they did.
Good luck E-course.
Yeah, go. My old stomping grounds, man. I dated a couple girls from E-course. In fact, married one. Married two. I married 2 girls from E-course.
There you go. That should be your alma mater there, right? Something.
Woodhaven. We'll talk a little about the Woodhaven boys here. They weren't as lucky. They played Lincoln Park the week before, and they fell behind 5-0 in the first minute, but came on and won that game by 22 points.
Ooh.
And then they tried to do the same thing against Cass Tech.
Oh.
They went down 7-0. Not so lucky.
Yeah, it's a different animal.
Yes.
Altogether.
So they did chip away a couple times, but first 61 seconds, I guess, it was 7-0. And that's not going to cut it, not against Cass Tech.
The biggest deficit that they got down, though, was what, 31-23? Or 41-28, right?
Yeah.
So they were down 13. made a run, got it to within 4 in the third quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and then Cass Tech went on a 9-2 run.
Yeah, go figure. But, you know, they also in the first half cut it to 2. Couple of threes, you know, cut it to 2, and then Cass Tech was 31-23 at the half.
Yeah, so they're up 8. Okay.
They were just, they could get there. They were getting there, but then, you know, the energy you expend just to get there sometimes.
And I think that you're hitting right on the nose because more times than not, you're pressing, just like we were talking about in the East Course game. So now you're pressing, and if you don't have a big rotation, your kids are getting gassed. While the other team, basketball's a game on runs, right? Somebody's going to go up 6-1, 5-0, 2-1, yeah.
I think, what did I read? Did I read that Cass Tech had 10 players score? Something like that.
So that means they were rotating them around, right? Because they were up big.
Right. In one of these games, the 10 players scored. And that's just pretty impressive that you can keep throwing kids in there that can keep putting it in the hoop.
I agree, 100%. Cass Tech is actually playing tonight against Belleville.
Everybody's playing tonight.
Yeah, UAD Mercy.
That's probably a great game.
Man.
Belleville, Cass Tech, that's probably going to be a great game.
Yeah.
And they're where at? They're at UAD Mercy. Nice.
Yeah, Callahan Hall. Yeah,
They've
how's
still
the
some people
Vitel
in there, man.
Yeah.
But the Warriors, what? They were 19 wins. They had 19 wins. They weren't. Didn't have
19 wins, second consecutive Downriver championship, a district title. They also won a region. They won a game in the regionals, right?
Semis. Yeah.
Semis, yeah.
And then they lost for the regional final to Cass Tech. So good season for them.
Well, they even did well.
Don't forget, get a hold of us, local sports. I haven't checked the emails. God, I've been so out of the loop. I got to regenerate some brain cells.
Yeah, that's one way to say it, out of the loop.
Yeah, my brain's got to reload.
Yeah.
Riverview Girls?
Riverview Girls.
They get their first regional title last week. I talked a little about that they won their first regional title in quite some time. No, first ever regional title for the Riverview Girls.
I agree.
So they get to the state quarterfinals, almost a trip to Breslin Center. One more
on the line?
One
that
more
was
victory.
on the line,
yeah,
right?
I would think. And but they had to go against Wayne Memorial, and that name just sounds strong. They played that game in Yipsy, and it wasn't their day. 44-33. Not bad.
Yeah, the game was a lot tighter, I think, than it looked like on paper. And I say that because, first of all, Wayne Memorial's been good. Our daughters are 4 years removed. Kennedy's senior year, I played Wayne Memorial up in Lincoln Park, and they were young, but you could tell that they were really good, right? To the point where I said, I want to come back even after we lost to watch them again. I didn't go back. But as I followed them through the papers, they just got better and better and better. So Wayne Memorial was like this standout anyway. I think it says that this was their 4th time in 5 years. No, 3 of the last 4 years. They battled a very good team that had been in the Final Four 3 out of the last 4 years, and you can see why.
Right.
And part of that is the girl they got, right? She's 6'3". What's her name? 6'3".
Divide Matthews.
Power
forward.
Power forward.
You think she'd play center?
Long Beach State. Probably means she can shoot a little bit.
It's going to Long Beach State, huh?
Yeah, full ride. She had 19 points, 14 rebounds against Riverview. So you already got a big person down low. So I think that score is a really good indication that they played well.
And Wayne Memorial was 23-2 for the season, and Riverview 20-5.
Great season.
You know, yeah, definitely. And like I say, they got their first ever regional for the girls' side, and that was cool.
And they went back-to-back for Huron League championships. So, I mean, they had a great season. Coach Rob Salter said, I like to dwell on what we did all season as a team instead of just this one game. So he made sure the girls knew that they had accomplished a lot by going 20-5, being the first team to go to the regionals in that school.
Oh, yeah, and then, like you say, the four consecutive district titles.
You can't beat that.
He's building it up, man. He's building it up. And that's just right down the street, man, right down Sibley Road, Riverview.
Yeah, some of those Wyandotte girl basketball parents better be careful before he comes down Sibley Road.
Wyandotte coaches better be careful.
Yeah.
Don't steal a girl or two. go play at Riverview, because you can pretty much go wherever you want these days. So they're playing, let's see, Wayne's playing tonight right now. Or no, the girls is all done. That's right. They finished up. And I printed up some stuff, but I didn't bring
We'll
it
talk
in.
about it next week.
We can, because the state finals for the girls ended last weekend, and the boys are going to be going this coming weekend, I think, because they'll play today, they'll play Thursday, and then they should be at the Breslin.
Saturday.
They should be there Saturday, yeah, finishing up.
Nobody else is playing at the Breslin.
No, they could do a quick second on that. I watched most of that game. I only saw some of the U of M game because I was in New Orleans, where you were probably betting on who scored the next basket.
Correct.
But yeah, that in-game betting's a lot of fun. So I hear when you get it right.
Yeah.
Just ask Odd Jones, man.
Yeah,
Odd
he
Jones got
gets
it going. But I watched the state game. You can't go 8 minutes and not score. They did that in the first half. They got a lead and then they didn't score for 6-8 minutes. You can't do that. And even in the second half, they got up 5 with 4 minutes to play and they didn't score for about 3-4 minutes.
I think I jinxed State, to be honest.
Yeah, because you have a lot of effect on what they do.
Yeah. It's all about me, right? So they go up 70-69, 2:47 left. Let's go outside and smoke a victory cigar. We got this. We won the first leg, right? We go outside, come back, and because I had them plus 6.5, so I wasn't even thinking.
Oh, they lost by more
It
than
was
that.
by 9, yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
that's right. That was the line. They weren't expected to win. Duke gets all the calls, though. It happens every time they play them. And I'm not even, just watching the game as a general spectator, Duke gets all the calls. It's like, Tom Brady getting all the calls.
And I think, this is K's last year, right? Coach K's last year.
A lot of sympathy there.
Man, if I was a betting man, I would say that Duke's going to win the national championship just because they want him to go out on the top.
Could be. Could be. Could be. You could put odds on that right now, or not put money on that. To get off the school line a little bit, the PRCAU's got their 83rd National Bowling Tournament this coming April 22nd and 24th. I should become a member of that, because I'm sure non-members are not allowed to bowl. But that being said, see, when you go to these tournaments, you don't go to win the tournament. You go to clean up on all the brackets and everything that's on in tournament. It's in tournament betting that you want to make all your money. It's not so much that I go there and I win the tournament. It's that I get in 40 brackets and I win 32 of them. And I turn that $5 into $35,
When's that?
A bunch of times. Next April. This
Okay.
April, 22nd, 24th, over at Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's got a full schedule, man. They got junior gold finals. They've got all kinds of stuff going on. They got some youth finals. They got the pros coming in, I think. They got a lot going on this year over at Thunderbolt. And they're running the show right. They kept their weekends pretty much clear, and they can host just about anything. And pretty cool that they did that. So why not join if you got any Polish blood in you? I guess that's all you need for the PRC.
That's it?
I don't know. I think so, though. I know there's a lot of singing involved every time I go to that club. But
Today, the first day of spring?
well, Sunday was.
Sunday?
Sunday was.
All right. So speaking of spring, baseball's starting tomorrow.
Yeah, weather permitting, the high school season will start tomorrow for that couple of scrimmage games for our Bear.
I know Wyandotte boys play Stony Creek.
Okay, scrimmage game.
What about the quarterback? Is he here to be the pitcher this year? Because he signed a letter of intent to go to play college.
He'll be pitching. Yeah, that's what he does. So.
Yeah, so Wyandotte's got a chance. Get the ace out the bullpen. And then the
But-
girl, go ahead.
100% chance of rain tomorrow, unfortunately. I've umped in many of these 30-degree games, though. Go ahead.
No, and then also, just for instance, I guess the girls, they play Flat Rock tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, looks like it's a doubleheader with Flat Rock.
If
It's
they-
at 4 and 6.
I don't know what time it's supposed to start raining. I know a couple of my buddies had a little umpire school over at Lincoln Park, teaching kids, beginners, seasoned, and then guys that want to do college. And I umpired with both them guys back in the day, and now they're running a school. One's a teacher at Taylor, and he has a class he runs, and they had this umpires need training. If there's one complaint I have about even the recreational umps is they get no training. I volunteered to train them, just technique.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody influence what you see. These are kids umping kids, and you get the parents hovering, and you start to get influenced.
I think the biggest thing about umps is being in the right position.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where
what
you
schools
can call it.
teach
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
man. You can get it wrong.
Yeah.
You can get it wrong, but if you're on top of the play,
Yeah, it's not my fault.
don't call them out from the shortstop side of the second base at first. Don't stand there and go, all over here. Run over there a little bit. Get a little closer. And then you can cheat. You can, pump a couple times and keep hopping even closer.
And
then go, and you look like you're right on top of it. Whoa, look at him make that play. You learn all that at umpire school. I've been to a few of them. You don't get caught up in everything. Just do your job. But everybody gets caught up, and coaches get caught up. I get caught up.
And a lot of times, at least I know in Detroit for sure, but a lot of times we get caught up that there's only one umpire.
Right.
So now he's got a tough deal.
It's
you know what I mean?
impossible.
He's trying to get out there to watch second base and this and that, but you got to have two umpires so that.
I umped a few hardball games on my own, in the ninth grade level and stuff, and never wanted to. Partner just didn't show or got relocated to a varsity game because. And I tell the coaches, you're going to have to be out by a mile for me to call him at second base. On a steal, I'm back behind the plate. And then a guy hits a shot down the right field line. I don't know where the ball is. Okay, guy hits it, and I can't find it. All of a sudden, I see it 20 feet past the bag, about 10 feet foul. Foul ball, but because I don't know where it is. I got the coach telling me, the first base coach telling me it was a fair ball. I got the catcher telling me it was a foul ball. I got the coach for the other team that on defense going, oh, that was a foul ball. I got the coach for the offense going, I went right over the bag. Sorry. When I picked it up, it was 10 feet foul and down the line, man.
Man, that's the toughest deal.
By yourself, and you can't do it from behind the mound either. You have to be behind the plate to call the balls and strikes. So, yeah, it's a brutal thing. It's a huge umpire shortage, and you can make a lot of pocket change. Just get trained. Somehow get trained. Don't just start with Little League. That's where I started. At 25 years old, I was up in Little League games. The 7 and 8-year-olds, the 9 and 10-year-olds, with a really good guy that knew how to train me. 2 years later, he said, you're ready for high school. I got a guy's number. I'll give it to you. That's how it works.
That's right.
So start out with the Little Leagues. So as we wrap up, as we go home and rest for a week, both of us,
right.
It was good to have you back. It always
is.
Back. And I'm Marty Chinesky, and we're running out of time, Ken Brown. And we will see you next week. Watch Local Sports Wrap Up on YouTube and email us when you get a chance. And we'll talk basketball finals next week.
There it is. Go E-Course.
There you go. Go E-Course. Buy Old Stockley.